Hi there, I'm Linzi Wood, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about life coaching. Some people have an idea that, is kind of the answer to everybody's problems, and to be honest, very often it is. However, it does take some working at, and it's not about being given any answers, it's about finding answers. Sometimes in life, things happen, circumstances, events, that's what life is. It's not certainty the whole way along. Sometimes things happen, and sometimes it can be things in the past which maybe have happened and they've had an effect on us, and at that point in time when that event happened, a feeling was generated at that time, and that feeling or thought has stayed with you. And what happens is it can tend to grow bigger and carry it as something that you saw there as it was. Sometimes it can be things in the future where you're thinking, gosh, I've got this presentation I've got to do, or there's an event in the future which I'm concerned about. It could be events like, it could be relationships that have broken down, relationships that aren't working, relationships that you wish could be better. It could be work, it could be at work, it may well be that the way that the relationship is with your boss isn't working, where you're not achieving what you want to achieve at work. It could be about your business. It could be that the staff don't appear to want to get on board. It could be that the business isn't going where you want it to go. It could be something about social media. It could be somebody said something on social media and it's really had an effect, and so many people have been involved, and all these things bring about feelings, and they bring about, it can be anger, it can be disappointment, it can be anxiety, it can be stress, it can be blame, it can be sadness, it can be so many feelings that are brought about by things that happen. But what tends to happen when events go on is that things get really fuzzed, really, there may be a multitude of things that we're thinking about, and it may be that our minds are so jumbled up and so many thoughts going around. But what we tend to do is think the same thoughts all the time, the same focus all the time on the things that have happened. And it can sometimes make you think, well, maybe that was my fault, or maybe that was somebody else's fault, or maybe, it might be that I don't feel good enough, I feel nobody loves me, I feel as though I'm not lovable. So many things can manifest and grow, which is a real shame, because everything that's happened, whatever's happened in the past doesn't define you, and whatever has happened in the future hasn't happened yet. So we only actually have today. We only actually have today to do anything with and to enjoy and make the most of, really. But we very often don't think like that. And the things that happen in life, it's not so much what's happened, it's how we respond to it. And it happens to every single one of us. Events happen on a daily basis where we may take offence at something, we may have been angry with somebody and then regret it. There's so many feelings that come about, and there's so much that can be done about it. There's so much that you just don't have to live with. But very often, because we're in that same place, what coaching does is, first of all, we listen. Just listen. We would sit together and I would just listen. And if it was something in the past, then, we'd take a look at that. Everything, like say, take that. Sorry. Say, take something like that. It has got so many different angles and so many different ways that you can look at that. And if 100 people look at one event, you will get 100 different perspectives. So what coaching does is it allows you to take those events and say, let's have a look at it. Let's see what that event actually is. Look into the future. You know, if something's going to be happening in the future that maybe you're a little bit fearful of, or maybe you are apprehensive, or maybe you want to make sure that it's the best thing ever. Well, you know, the only thing you can really do is prepare for it. And what coaching does again is we'll sit down and we'll prepare for it. Again, look at the event and just see, you know, what can be done about it and what you want to do about it. But basically it's putting an alternative perspective that maybe you haven't thought of before, and it's giving clarity. Imagine that your mind is like a snow dome. You know, one of these little things with the characters in that you see at Christmas that we get out and put on the side. Imagine that when these events happen and you shake one of those things up, that is what your mind can be like. So, you know that saying, can't see the wood for the trees? It's very true. And coaching enables you to allow that to settle, get a different perspective on things, have a look at all the good stuff, see how you look at things, and just get clarity, and just let the snow fall and get clarity. Because once you've got clarity, then you can make a real difference. But when everything's swimming around, it's very, very difficult to move on. It's very, very difficult to make decisions because your mind is so full. Once your mind is clear, that's when you start making the really, really good decisions and you're really happy. But you know what? Our minds are so powerful. They can work for us and they can work against us. And in coaching, it's looking at all the things that can work for us. But primarily, it's about you. You have everything that you need to go forward, to look at events, to, you know, it's about values. It's about values and what you believe to be true about yourself, what you believe to be true about others, about events. And the only thing that you can ever do is work from the inside. We can't change. There's a lot of things in life that we can't actually change. You know, it might be a bereavement, or it may be just some events which we don't have control over. And sometimes we can only work from the inside. We work from the inside outwards. And having that, once you are really, really strong on the inside, you know where you're at, you know what you're about, you know what your strengths are, that's when you're in a really good place, because then all the things that happen externally will matter less, because once you're strong, there's no moving you. You are in a great place. And that's what coaching is. It's about going through, it can be a million different events, it can be a million different feelings, whatever it is, it's about just taking some time out to talk about it, to just think for a while, just time to be good to yourself, and time to decide. That's what it is. It's time to decide, time to make a decision. And once you've made that decision, it's just how you go forward. And that's what coaching does, and that's what I would do, and I will help you get forward in the best way to make you feel great, go forward, be strong, and do everything in life that you want to do. So once you have made that decision, and once you decide that you want to make some change, or you want to make a plan, or you want to achieve something, or you want to change something, whatever it is, and you've decided, you've made that decision and it's time to go, let's see what we find. Let's see what we find. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's see what we can do with all that lovely stuff that you've got. And always remember, tomorrow is a new day. So begin it well. Have a great day. Look, today's looking good too. So have a great day, and hopefully I will speak to you very, very soon. Give me a call, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.